Award-winning travel writer Roger Naylor is celebrating 50 years of chronicling the state's sights and sounds and little-known treasures. And as part of that celebration, Naylor's released a list of his favorite spots in Arizona. And joining us now to share that list, there he is, Roger Naylor. Always great to have you here.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, you're like a cleanser. You know, you go through all sorts of stuff, and then here's Roger Naylor with just looking at beautiful mountains
Arizona
and birds.
stuff, just the beauty of it.
Top 10 spots in Arizona. What prompted you to write this column? 50 years has kind of hit you, huh?
Yeah, well, I came out to Arizona August 24th, 1975 to go to college, a wide-eyed college student at Northern Arizona University. Took one look, stepped off the plane, smelled that pine-scented air, and thought, I'm home. This is it.
Was it love at first sight?
It was. It absolutely was. Much to my parents' dismay, I dropped out of college and began rambling around this beautiful state. So they were not as thrilled as I was, but I was in training to be a travel writer even then. So,
did you ever think about moving away?
Oh, no. Oh,
not at all.
Well, I mean, I kind of commuted back and forth from Ohio to Arizona for a few years while I was trying to figure out how to make a living and all that and stuff. But yeah, we've been, you know, when I married my wife, we honeymooned in Arizona. I dragged her all over the state. I said, this is where we're going to live. So,
yeah.
You know, she knew that going in.
Well, your column that I saw, the column in the Arizona Republic, it was very well done.
Oh, well,
really well done. It's one of those things that kind of touches you a little bit. I said, this is really nice stuff. And again, top 10 places. We're going to go top 5 in descending order. And we're going to start with number 5. And this is the Wildcat Trail in Monument Valley. I would imagine any trail in Monument Valley.
I encourage everybody to get to Monument Valley. It is spectacular. It's one of those amazing places. It's the iconic West, but there's just something about the Wildcat Trail. When you go to the park, tribal park, take a Navajo-led guide out into the back country, see all that. And I do all of that, but I always make time to hike this trail, which circles the West Mitten. You don't need a guide to do it. It's one of the few trails where you can do it on your own. It's easy, it's rolling, but it's just magical. You just see these blocky towers vaulting up from the sand and sagebrush and piercing the sky, and the cloud shadows sweeping. It's
but you wrote about the sky as much as more than the monolith.
That's what you see there. The sky becomes part of it. There's something about Monument Valley where you're connected to the sky in a way that I never feel anywhere else.
Isn't that interesting?
It is. It's a fascinating place.
All right. Number 4 is about as different from Monument Valley as you can get. It's the La Posada Hotel in Winslow. Now, is this before or after the renovation?
Well, after, of course, because that's part of the story, part of the charm. This was one of the last Santa Fe Railway hotels, a Harvey House, designed by Mary Coulter, considered her masterpiece. Unfortunately, it opened right at the beginning of the Great Depression, so it kind of struggled right from the start. Finally, was turned into railroad offices, made as junk with linoleum floors, acoustic tile ceilings, all this horrible stuff. And then I guess they were going to demolish it because they couldn't figure out a way to turn it into a grain silo. But one guy, Alan Affelt, stepped forward. He and his wife, Tina Mion, and their partner, Dan Lutzik, and saved it from the wrecking ball. And not only saved it, but restored it, returned it to its glory. It's this airy, beautiful place inside. It's filled with artwork. It's wrapped in gardens. The turquoise room serves wonderful food. And it reminds us how people used to travel, but it's also a reminder that one person can make a difference. One person can change things, and that's a story we need to hear over and over again.
Let's keep it moving here, Raj. We got the wildflowers at Picacho Peak. Now, is this wildflowers or is it wildflowers at Picacho? These special wildflowers out here?
I'm a wildflower fiend. I chase wildflowers like some people chase fall colors or car shows. Every wet winter we have, I'm out there chasing wildflowers. Some of my best sightings have been at Picacho Peak, and that's everything belongs in the desert. You know, the spiny cactus, the thorny trees, the boulders, everything except these.
Yes.
You know, they just have no business being here. And then on those rare years when they erupt, like in 2023 when we had that super bloom, it feels like you're witnessing a miracle.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. All right, Castle Dome Mine, a mine museum in Yuma is number 2.
North of Yuma. Yeah, fascinating place. Again, just this is one of the old original mining districts in Arizona. And the property was bought by Alan and Stephanie Armstrong. It's in the Kofa Mountains, north of Yuma. And they saved all these old buildings. And then when the Bureau of Land Management was going to bulldoze a bunch of other ones, he said, well, let me save them. Brought them in. He recreated some others. There's like 60 buildings in this town, and they're all filled with artifacts that he's taken from mine shafts. And it really is a time capsule. It's a step back in time to what the frontier was like in those days. And again, one of those stories where one person steps up and saves a piece of our heritage, a piece of our history, and I love that.
I know your number 1 is Dead Horse Ranch State Park in Cottonwood, and that one person who steps up to make this number 1 is you. This is your spot. I know that.
This is my sanctuary. We live in Cottonwood, so for the last 30 years, I am hiking here every day, practically. It saves a piece of the Verde River, 3 shady lagoons, woodlands of cottonwoods and willows, limestone hills. I'm not allowed to yell, "Get out of my yard" anymore. The rangers have put a stop to that. But this is my personal sanctuary. But here's what's so special about the whole concept and story. This is mine. Everybody in Arizona has one. We have so much open space, we have so many parks and preserves that even here in Phoenix, in the heart of Phoenix, in this urban landscape, there are parks and preserves and hundreds of miles of hiking trails right there. We can all reconnect to nature. We can all get back very quickly. And that's a gift. That's one of the reasons I love Arizona and have loved it for the last 50 years.
Well, it's clear special moments help to make these special places. And Roger, congratulations on the list. And it's just a great column and a great list. And it's always great having you here.
It's my pleasure, anytime.